Welcome back. Well, in this video, we'll cover a new concept called data. The first question that pops is, what is data? Well, these are bits of information or values expressed in a quantitative form. If the definition is confusing, don't worry. We'll see examples which will help you. Let's say there are 4 friends whose names and IDs are given here. ID 1, name and Amica. ID 2, name and Era. ID 3, name Bobby. ID 4, name Charlie. Here we have 2 pieces of information, namely ID and name, for each one of the 4 friends. We call the pieces of information about the 4 people as data. By the way, data is a plural form of datum. We can arrange this data in a tabular format. Take a look. The columns are named ID and name, and the rows have 1 Anamika, 2 Anera, 3 Bobby, 4 Charlie. You may wonder if it makes any difference to arrange this data on a table. Well, it does. In a table, you can list the data in a certain order, say either descending or ascending order of ID or name. You can also find the name for a given ID or locate a certain ID for a given name. There is one other big advantage of using a table. Let's say we want to add more information about the 4 people. We can do it. We can also add more people to it. Let's see the table with added information about their age and height. Now we have 4 columns: ID, name, age, and height. The first row reads 1 Anamika 15, 5 feet 6 inches. The second row's data is 2 Anara 14, 5 feet 3 inches. The third row is 3 Bobby 17, 6 feet 2 inches. The fourth row is 4 Charlie 16, 5 feet 9 inches. The table can be extended with several columns and additional data can be added to the table. Of course, in practical applications, we decide the metadata, namely the structure of the data, before we populate the data. The idea is to show you that a table is a flexible structure and is very useful in displaying the data. Let's see another example how to display data using a table. There are 5 models of electric vehicles in a showroom. Audi has a model e-tron with a battery size of 95 kilowatt-hour, top speed of 124 miles per hour, peak power of 300 kilowatts, and cost $65,000. BMW has a model i3S with a battery size of 42.2 kilowatt-hour, top speed of 100 miles per hour, peak power of 135 kilowatts, and cost $48,000. Ford has a model Mustang E-Premium with a battery size of 98.8 kilowatt-hours, top speed of 108 miles per hour, peak power of 216 kilowatts, and costs around $53,000. Porsche has a model Taycan with a battery size of 79.2 kilowatt-hour, top speed of 143 miles per hour, peak power of 300 kilowatts, and cost $80,000. Tesla has a Model S Plaid with a battery size of 100 kilowatt-hours, top speed of 200 miles per hour, peak power of 760 kilowatts, and cost a whopping $130,000. Display this data on a table. You will see how much it becomes easier to read once the data is arranged and displayed on a table. The column names are brand, model, battery power expressed in kilowatt-hours, top speed expressed in miles per hour, peak power in kilowatts, and price in US dollars. Now the first row reads Audi e-tron 95, 124, 300, 65,000. The second row reads BMW i3S 42.2, 100, 135, 48,000. The third row reads Ford Mustang E-Premium 98.8, 108, 216, 53,000. The fourth row reads Porsche Taycan 79.2, 143, 300, 80,000. And the last row reads Tesla Model S Plaid 100, 200, 760, 130,000. Now you see why table is so much easier to read. Tally marks. The measurement using groups of 5 with the help of short lines is a very convenient way of counting or displaying data. These short lines are called tally marks or hash marks. Tally marks involves writing 4 straight lines and then draw the 5th line, crossing the 4 lines. Each set of tally marks of 5 lines represent a total of 5. The tally marks are usually used for displaying an ongoing count, like scoring a sports event. Let's do an exercise. Find the value represented by the tally marks shown here. We know each set here represents 5, and there are 3 such sets followed by 3 vertical lines. One set of tally marks equals 5. 3 sets of tally marks equals 5 times 3, which equals 15. 3 additional vertical lines equals 3. So the total equals 15 plus 3 equals 18. Let's do another exercise. The scorer of a baseball game counts the balls and strikes of the pitchers and keeps a live count of the balls and strikes. At the end of the 5th innings, the starting pitcher's balls and strikes is displayed here. Number of strikes. You can see that 7 sets of tally marks there. Number of balls. You can see 3 sets of tally marks with a vertical line after that. Let's first compute the number of strikes. We see there are 7 sets of 5 tally marks. 7 sets of tally marks equals 5 times 7, which equals 35. There are totally 35 strikes. The number of balls include 3 sets of 5 tally marks followed by 1 vertical line. 3 sets of tally marks equals 3 times 5, which equals 15. Add the single vertical line tally mark. Now we have total balls equals 15 plus 1, which equals 16. That's all we have on tables and tally marks. Thanks for watching.